Failing is good. I'm so glad we failed when we did. No joke. The fact of life is that we are not going to be perfect at most things, especially not the first time we give them a go. Here's the thing. I'm a huge believer that there's something to be gained, a positive, an upside, however you want to word it. There is always something to learn from every experience, no matter what. You get to choose. Do you want to continue to be a Debbie Downer, or are you going to learn from your mistake and make sure that you do better next time? Because you will. Let's take it up a notch. Not only are you going to do better next time, but you are going to rock it out of the park. In today's video, I'm going to help you never fail with your budget ever again. You are going to learn 5 action steps to take the next time you're worried things are heading off course. Welcome back. I'm Brittany, and this is Pennies into Pearls, where you are going to learn small, actionable steps to change that you can implement immediately to stop living that paycheck to paycheck life with your family. Don't waste any time and hit that subscribe button and start working towards a life you are excited about. When you're stuck living that paycheck to paycheck life, it's common to find yourself falling off budget over and over again. So are you failing? You're not going to be perfect with your finances. There is always going to be room to grow. So grow! One of my favorite quotes from a book you might have heard of, Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis, is, failure means that you're living. Failure means that you're trying. Keep trying. Don't you give up because it got a little uncomfortable. The only way for you to truly fail is if you let the struggle paralyze you from moving forward. The only way you will fail is if you don't keep going. How do you keep going? What do you do? When those mistakes do come along, here are 5 ways to be sure that you avoid a failure and transform it into a success. In my online course, I go into greater details, step by step, on how you can troubleshoot your budget to make sure that you can stick with it. These steps in today's video are going to help you identify what you can learn from the mistake and how to keep pushing forward. Number 1 is just to keep going. The only way you fail is if you give up. Just because something didn't work in your budget this go around doesn't mean that you can't figure it out. We touched on it before. Failing is a part of life. If you aren't failing, you aren't trying. You failed? So what? Keep going. There's always something to learn and something to do better next time. Keep shooting higher each time. And even if you don't hit your goal, you'll most definitely get higher than if you would have just kept shooting for that same target you did last time. Number 2 is to identify the warning signs. You gotta get ready so you know if it's coming again. So what are some of the signs you can look back on and identify that led to your misstep? Are there any spending triggers that led you to your overspending? Stress, poor time management, or maybe a lack of planning? Were there any specific situations you were in that led to those spending triggers? You can also look for situations that might have caused you to go off budget. Was a specific holiday or birthday what caused the chaos? Or maybe you find that being around a certain group of friends brings on the pressure to overspend. Look back and look for the warning signs so you can avoid that in the future. Number 3 is you need to start preparing for next time. Unplanned expenses can wreak havoc on a perfectly planned budget. What can you do if you don't know what's coming? My first piece of advice that we have learned from our own experience is that when you do have an unplanned expense come up, plan for it to happen again, because chances are that this won't be the only time this is going to happen. Start saving up the cash now to cover the costs for next time. The more you pay attention to your current unplanned expenses, the less they will surprise you in the future. Second thing to do is to make sure that you have a minimum of $1,000 to $2,000 in an emergency fund savings. Once you're debt-free, you'll be able to work towards a 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency savings. It's a huge bummer to have to dip into that savings in order to cover an emergency, but man, oh man, it keeps your family safe and away from going deeper into debt. Number 4 is, what did you do that is working. You're doing something right. You are smart and you know what's best for your family. So what's currently working? What are you currently doing that is going to get you closer to your goals? Once you've identified that, I need you to write it down. That way you don't forget, or maybe next time this same situation comes up, you can reference back to your notes as a cheat sheet for what to do next. Number 5 is you need to crush the insecurity and come out stronger. Now that you have highlighted what you are doing correct, you know how to avoid and overcome past mistakes, there is no need to feel insecure or fearful any longer. When you come out the other side of your hurdle, your confidence is going to build your strength to overcome whatever is coming up next. Your capacity for what you can handle is going to grow. It's so cool. You might hear you're saying something like this. We just paid off $20,000 in debt. Let's save $80,000 to pay cash for a house remodel. No big deal. Once you've already accomplished a huge hurdle, you're going to realize your potential and upcoming hurdles are not going to feel so intimidating. Your courage to work towards bigger dreams is going to get you further every time. If you can just keep going, even if it's one breath at a time, keep pushing forward and crush your insecurity of challenges to come. Now, let me share with you kind of one of our current failures and what we're learning to help move forward. If you watch any of our family budget updates, you might have noticed that we haven't put any significant amount of money into savings since last October. Oh, this stresses me out big time. If you watch any of our family budget updates, you might have noticed that we haven't put any significant amount of money into savings since last October. Oh, this stresses me out big time. Here's where we keep getting caught up. We're still trying to adjust to 2 things. One is being first-time homeowners with a very high mortgage payment. Now, I'll come back to this in a second, but the second challenge we have been facing is trying to figure out how to manage my income from my business, which is kind of a good challenge, right? Up to this point, this is how we've been paying ourselves. I figure out our expenses for upcoming budget, then pull a paycheck to cover the costs. Not the best planned out scenario, I would say. All right, so we could just keep going on as normal and continue to live in a state of high stress, or we can learn from our experiences, figure out what needs to change, and make an action plan to move forward. Let's go with that second option. We're gonna give ourselves 2 years to increase our income. There's a lot more actually behind that goal to increase our cash, but some major goals would be to pay cash for a house remodel and to pay our house off in 15 years. We have a lot of work to do, but we're not letting that discourage us. To help with the new life being self-employed, the plan is to meet with a financial planner to get a more solid look at what needs to happen in order to plan for retirement. I also have plans to listen to a book called Profit First to give myself a better idea on how to manage money as a business owner. The point of me sharing this failure isn't to embarrass myself or my husband. It's to show you that there's a lot of growth that can come from failing. Okay, so that was a lot of information. Do you still feel like you need help? If you're still feeling lost, not knowing where to start, maybe you're wondering how to finally end living paycheck to paycheck and start making your money work towards achieving your dreams for your family. You need my super successful online course, 30-Day Family Finance Rescue. There is a lot of information online. There's even a lot of free content right here on Pennies into Pearls, but it can be hard to navigate where to start and what to do next. And you also need to be able to know how to customize it specific for your own family. That is exactly why I put together 30-Day Family Finance Rescue, a 4-week course that will take you by the hand and show you what needs to be done first, but customized for your own family. That's vital to creating a financial action plan for reaching the goals you have for your life together with your family. It has to be customized. When you sign up for my online course, you will overcome your specific negative attitudes and habits you have with your money, figure out what has been keeping you in the paycheck to paycheck life cycle, and how to escape. You will finally understand how to dream big and realistically convert those dreams into a financial action plan. transforming your dreams into your reality. It sounds cheesy, but our current Pearl students are making this happen. If you have questions on whether or not investing in my course is right for you, feel free to send me an email and I am here to help answer any questions you have. I'll leave my info in the description for you. Okay, it's time to take action. Today, I want you to start evaluating your budget by using these 5 action steps to be sure that your budget stays on track. Don't wait. Let me know down in the comments what's the first thing you're gonna do. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.